What is going on, everyone? Michael here. Now, I wanted to make a video addressing the market because I haven't talked about it recently at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of an update over the past month or so for the market for Pokemon cards. And I'm gonna strictly be talking about Sword and Shield era sets because that's really what's being bought right now. So I don't look at every set. So I want to go ahead and go over the recent ones. We'll talk about how the market's going and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down from the lowest value to the highest value. So we'll start with Battle Styles. Hasn't really done much, but it's still sitting at like around 109, 108. So pretty good. We got Astral Radiance. A big change there, going from like 115 to 130. I don't know how. I mean, I understand that it's still new, and it's not as good, obviously, as Brilliant Stars or Lost Origin. Yeah, I think it's better than Silver Tempest. So the fact that it was never around the Silver Tempest side, I guess the Lugia might have carried that, but I'm a fan of the Aerodactyl myself. So it's nice to see that, jumping up closer to pretty much everything else. We have, again, Silver Tempest, like I just talked about. It's been stable. There really hasn't been much movement. Right around like the 135 mark. So, I mean, it's still new, so you can't really expect much of a change. We have Fusion Strike going up about 127 or 135, so not a huge leap, but, it's going up at least. Lost Origin went up. It was going for around 130, now 138. So again, very small gradual increase, which is great. Vivid Voltage actually had a really big jump too. It went up $12 from 128 to 140, which that was always, they had the reprint of Vivid Voltage and the reprint of Darkness Ablaze kind of like coinciding with each other, at least with like the ETBs and stuff. So it's kind of nice to see that Vivid Voltage has finally, I guess it's gotten rid of that extra stock and it's about the same level now as Darkness Ablaze. So that's nice to see. And Darkness Ablaze, just talked about. So that's sitting around 140. So again, like I said, the Vivid Voltage Darkness Ablaze is finally settling around the 140. Vivid Voltage up to 140. Darkness Ablaze still settling there. They're not great sets, so it's not surprising that they're not increasing as much as, say, some of these newer sets. Because why would you go for Vivid or Darkness when you can go for something like Lost Origin? So, no surprise there. Chilling Reign, another big jump, went from 133 to about 145. That's great to see. Chilling Reign, I mean, it has so many awesome alternate arts, and just so many of them. So it's not surprising to see, and that's the one, honestly, that's been seeing some of the best returns so far, the best increases. So watching that going up as consistently as it is, it's great. It'll be really interesting to see, in another few months if it continues that, momentum to keep going up there. We have Brilliant Stars is next. So that first block was around your 130 to 140 mark. Besides Battle Styles, obviously. Now we get into the little bit higher end, the over MSRP boxes. And we'll start off with Brilliant Stars, which, I mean, it's technically gone down from like 182 to 179, but the fact that it is up at the 180s is probably where it belongs anyway. So this change in, value probably is more of just a typical market. So this isn't an indication that it's going down. Brilliant Stars is not going down. Everyone's still gonna want it. It's still gonna stay in the 175 to 185 range, I'm guessing, for a little while. And then we have some of the older sets that are still expensive, but they're just old. They're the Rebel Clash. That one is staying stable around 215, which, I mean, it's just kind of been that way. Nobody really wants it. I mean, I shouldn't say no one wants it. It is not a high in demand product compared to the recent sets because, again, why would you want Rebel Clash compared to Lost Origin? Doesn't make sense. And along with that, we have the base set, Sword and Shield, which, I mean, the fact that it's sitting around 270, I actually have it going up from 270 to 277. Again, that might just be a slight, because these products don't sell as frequently as some of the newer sets, it may only take a few boxes sold to change the actual market price. So, with that, I would just say that that's kind of a typical market, you know, going up and down. But the fact that it's 270 is awesome. It's not a great set. If you go look at my tier list of what sets I like the most, it's not one that's great. So the fact that it's in the 270s is often awesome to begin with. And then finally we get to the heavy hitter of the Sword and Shield era. We get Evolving Skies, and it's been kind of all over the place. Not all over the place, but it has a range that it's been selling for. So, for example, a month ago, it was selling for, what was it, like 330 to 360. Those are the range of sales that you were having. But this month, compared to the past month, it's now going for more like 350 to 370. You're not seeing those 330, 340 sales as much. And if you do, now, I want to make a note of this, especially when it comes to Evolving Skies. When you see sales that the dollar amount is significantly different than, say, the average sold, it is people trying to manipulate the market price of these boxes. So, for example, if you go on there and you look at recently sold and you see that there were boxes of Evolving Skies sold for $250, those didn't sell. I can almost guarantee you those didn't actually sold. Nobody is selling a Evolving Skies booster box for $250 when the typical market price is $350. These are people trying to get that market price that's listed on TCG Player when you go on and you look. And that's why it's really important to look at recently sold and not necessarily the market price, because if you look at market price, you'd say it's in 330s. It's not. Go look at the Evolving Skies listing. Scroll down until you get one that doesn't have a picture on it, and that's a better indication of the actual market price of that product. So, something to be aware of. Just a side note. Just be aware that the listed market price for some products, especially ones that are more expensive, are not necessarily accurate to the actual value of the product. And that's pretty much it. Crown Zenith, the most recent set that's released is really not much to talk about. It's still the product is still, the ETBs are still going like, what was it, 60-ish, close to 70, and I just found some recently at Walmart. So the fact that it's that high, I'm assuming people are just overpaying because it's easy to buy in TCG Player. They're not that hard to find. I've seen them even a couple days at Walmart, so you just gotta go look for them. But it's not going crazy, and it shouldn't go crazy. And the single cards are starting to go down a little bit more, but it's a new set. There's not too much that we could actually defer from that, and so that's what it is. But my overall thoughts, that's the market. That's how it's looking. My overall thoughts is that it's fantastic. If you go look at some of these charts, it is a nice, consistent growth. And that's what we love to see. We hate seeing spikes. Spikes are usually not a good indication of how well a product's doing. It could be. You had Brilliant Stars that shot up. Evolving Skies had some shooting up. But for the most part, when a product shoots up, you might see a tank as well. So it's really nice to see like a nice gradual increase. That's what we want. That's a healthy market, is when we see that these products are gaining a couple dollars, each month. And eventually, Battle Styles was down to 90, up to 110. Chilling Rain is going up. You're seeing some of these, $12 increases every month. That'll add up real quick. End of 2023, and it's really hard. You can't assume it's going to happen throughout the whole year. But it's really nice to see it. It's nice to see this steady increase. It's a great time right now to be into Pokemon cards. A great time to open them. These packs, let me look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 booster boxes, Chilling Rain and down, that are either MSRP or cheaper. Still. So that's great. Yes, it's not the lowest it can be, but it's still below MSRP, and that's what you really have to look at. So the fact that we have this many booster boxes, and some really good ones. Lost Origin, in my opinion, one of the better sets in Sword and Shield. And it's what, 138? That's pretty good. I'll take that. So a healthy market. I love how it's looking right now. And I can only infer that it's only gonna stayed the same. I think Pokemon has gotten down their print run to the point where we're not seeing these Battle Styles, Fusion Strike, Chilling Reign, crazy overprints. They're methodical now. They have this down to a bit of a science where they know they want to keep these boxes at a decent secondary market so that they move. They don't want stagnant product anymore. And it looks all good. I mean, the fact that, you know, even Silver Tempest, again, 135, Astral's up to 130. There's not really, besides Battle Styles, there's not a single product that's really under 130. At least for the main series sets. Don't, you know, when it comes to the extra sets, like your Shining Fates, you know, I didn't do anything on that. This is all just the main series sets. But everything looks great. Everything is going at such a nice, steady increase. So, I love it. It's a great time to be in it, investing and collecting. If you like the video, you know, give it a like. Tell me what you think. How do you think the market's going? I think it's fantastic. I can't even imagine. I mean, just looking at these prices, I can't even fathom. I remember, what, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, when things were, there's so many products that were down in the under hundreds. It's crazy to think that Chilling Reign was $100. It was $100 for a Chilling Reign box, and it's now $140, $145. That's crazy. So let me know. I mean, as you can tell, I'm excited because this is, it's such a nice difference to how it was not too long ago. So I appreciate everyone watching. I hope all of you guys have a great rest of your day.